Good morning. Happy Sunday. We're going to be doing some do's and don'ts of mature eyeshadow. So my name is Lauren. I'm 44 years old and I love helping you learn easy makeup tips and tricks. So as you jump on, say hi. We are having the slowest Sunday morning you could think of. We got home last night at like 12:30 at night from a soccer thing and woke up to my son serenading me with a guitar that he just found. So it's kind of been a day already, but hello, you guys. Say hi as you jump on. Tell me what you're up to. This video is something that I feel like you're gonna wanna save and come back to. It may be a little bit longer, but I know it's something that a lot of you are struggling with because not only am I getting DMs, but I had a client in my chair the other day and she was about a little in her middle 50s. And she said, you know, I keep going back to how I used to do my under eyes and my eyes, and it just doesn't work the same. And so I did a little lesson with her, taught her how to kind of make her eyeshadow just change, just little tweaks. And she walked away and she was like, oh my gosh, I feel confident. And so I thought I'll just share some of those with you. So if you have hooded eyes, mature eyes, it's gonna be for you. Hello from Norway, hello from Brazil. Oh my goodness. I'm still drinking my coffee. It's like almost noon here. That's the kind of day we're having. So can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can't hear me. Someone says they can't hear me. I'm not sure why. Okay, you keep making a mess no matter how many times you try. Hi from Arizona. Let me know your eyeshadow problems before we get started so that way I can make sure that I address them. If you can't hear me, let me know. But it sounds like a lot of you guys can. Montreal, UK. Hello, ladies. Hello, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for giving me a thumbs up so you can hear me. Okay, so like I said, I'm 44 years old. I want to show you my eyes right now. This eye is actually more hooded than this eye. I am starting to get more of this loose skin, okay? So if you are someone who was either born with hooded eyes, that's something that happens, right? We have hooded eyes. We're either born with them or as age happens, this part gets a little heavier, right? So some of you are saying you can hear me, some are saying no sound. I'm kind of confused, so I'm not sure. Make sure your sound is turned up on your phone, maybe, if you're watching me there. But what happens is this gets really heavy. Hi, Carrie, how are you? Hi, Gretchen. Okay, so we want to kind of deal with the eye a little bit different than we used to. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, crepey eyes, that's another one we're going to talk about. Perfect. Sounds good. Okay, I'm glad you guys can hear me. Then I'm going to keep going then if you can hear me, and let's just get started. So I thought the best way to kind of start this is to do a don't side and a do side so that you can actually see it in real time. I know sometimes with videos it's hard to see because they move fast. I'm so glad you can hear me. Okay, yay. Hi from Milan. Hi from British Columbia. Oh my goodness. Okay, so because this isn't as hooded, I wanted to show you how I can make it actually look really heavy versus this one is, I mean, you can see that skin is starting to come down. It's aging. And I'm going to show you how we can open that up, okay? So save this, come back, because like I said, this is going to be long, so hang with me as long as you can, okay? I know that you guys are busy. So the first thing that, I mean, I watch a lot of makeup influencers, makeup artists, and we all are different ages. So you want to make sure that when you are watching someone that they're at least in your age range, because your skin is going to be very different. We all know, especially if you're in your 40s or beyond, your skin has changed. If we went and tried to do something a 20-year-old is doing, it's just not going to lay the same, okay? So one thing I see a lot, and like I said, this is going to be my don't side, is going in and having that suggestion of using a primer on your eye before you go on, but using a concealer as a primer. Now, my thing with that is, does it work? Yes, but as we age, you could probably look at your lid's base and be like, yeah, it doesn't look the same, right? It's heavier, it has fine lines, it has more wrinkles, it has texture, it's looser. I mean, look, so loose. So if I go on and I put something that's light, like a concealer, actually let's do a little bit lighter just so you can see, because most of us are using a lighter concealer, and I put that on, first of all, can you even see what's happening there? Look what's happening. I'm getting a lot of fine lines and texture peeking through. In fact, worse than when I started. So if you go in and you start doing that, that one is gonna accent all the stuff we don't wanna see, okay? So I just wanna show you that, look at that. Just putting on kind of a heavier substance is making all of that pop through. So what I like to do instead is I like to use an eye primer. You can use whatever eye primer you want. I have one from Rare Beauty. This one's from Tarte. I'm gonna use this Rare Beauty. Now the reason that I like using an eye primer is because one, the formula is going to be a lot thinner. It's meant to last, keep your eyeshadow on. So this is a tip. If your eyeshadow is not staying, you wanna make sure that you're using something like an eye primer, okay? Now it's light. This is light, just like the other one. But watch when I blend this out. I didn't even need that much. Hold on, sorry. When I blend this out, do you see how much smoother that looks on the eye? Texture, not as much. I'm gonna have texture, that's part of life, but I don't wanna highlight that texture, okay? So my first tip is when you're starting, using a heavy concealer on the eye to prime the eye. We could do that when you're 20, we could do it when you're 30, but if you're doing that at 40 or beyond, you're gonna get a lot more. Look at that. As it sits longer, look how bad my eye looks. I mean, it just is accentuating everything. Whereas you've got this eye that you don't have that issue, okay? First tip. Second tip, biggest thing that we do is, I'm gonna show you a couple of things actually. So when you are using brushes, we're gonna start with basics, okay? When you are using brushes, if you have, oh, the last eye primer I used made my eyes water like crazy. I wonder if there was something in it that just didn't agree with you. Definitely find one that you love. There's a lot. I have low range all the way to high range, so if you want to message me, I can help you with that too. Okay, one thing that we don't realize, and we're not taught, is that when we go, we think that we can grab any brush to use to put our eyeshadow on, okay? The problem is if you have really small lid space, hooded eyes, loose skin, and you're going in with a really big brush. See these big brushes? You don't have the lid space to really get in there. So if you notice that your eyeshadow is, it's like not blending well, it looks patchy, your brush size is too big. If I was to go in with this, I could do it, because I know what I'm doing, but if I didn't know what I was doing, look at that fitting on my lid space. It just doesn't make sense. So I like to reach for things that are a little bit smaller. So go into your makeup drawer. You probably have smaller brushes. I'm not saying go buy something else, but do you see the difference in size here? These two are ones I would grab for if you have hooded eyes, more mature eyes, because it's gonna get into a smaller space versus something like this. Hi, Jax.
Hi.
Okay, so look for something smaller. So if I was to go in with a large brush, and what do we do first? What were we taught? We were taught to do like a darker color, okay? Let me show you this. Sorry, I'm kind of explaining what I'm using so that you can go in. I want to make this live so it's not just one specific makeup brand either. Yes, I love Saint. I have to say that because people come at me. I love Saint. But I'm going to show you because I want you to be able to go into your makeup closet and find something. Most of us have eyeshadow palettes, okay? I'm going to use this one. This is from Lawless. This is a great one, but I want you to look at these eyeshadow palettes. In your eyeshadow palette, you have light, medium, dark, shimmer. Okay, all eyeshadow palettes have that. This one is the Monat one that I'm going to use. And I'm using this one because it's got some medium colors, it's got some light shimmers, it's got dark. That way you can go find an eyeshadow palette that you already own and you can use it. It can be from L'Oreal, it can be drugstore, it can be high-end, but you want to find medium, dark, light. Okay? So, with that being said, one of the biggest mistakes we make is going in with too dark of a color, too big of a brush, and trying to place that. Nah, let me back up. First thing people do, actually, I should say this. First thing people do is they go in and they start just getting in there. Way too much product. Look how much product I just put on the brush. You don't need that much product, okay? And I'll show you simple tips. I'm gonna take some of that off because this is gonna be a hot mess if I go in with this. Let me just take this off on my hand. Okay. Too big of a brush. Thoughts on MAC Paint Pot Primer. I actually really like that. I like Painterly. Painterly is really pretty. Okay, it just dries out, so I know a lot of people get mad about that, but I do like that one. I own that one. Going in, see this big brush? Look at this. If I have hooded eyes already, I can't even get into that crease, can I? I can't really get above that crease. And if I put this dark color right here, look what's happening. Can you see all the patchiness? Can you see how that just brought this hood and made it so heavy just from placing a dark color onto the lid, into the crease? We don't want to do this. We do not want to bring heavy color onto that area, it just makes it heavy. So instead, what are you gonna do? So instead, you're gonna take a smaller brush. We're gonna use this one. This is the BK Beauty A502 from Angie Hot and Flashy. And we're gonna go in with this medium matte brown shade, okay? And watch this. One dab. You don't need a lot. We can always work up to the color, but if you put on too much, look what happens. That patchiness happens. So what I like to do is I like to look straight ahead, especially if you have hooded eyes, and I like to kind of aim above your natural crease, right about where the arch of the brow is, and place my color there. One, that area for most people doesn't have the texture that like your crease is, but two, what you're doing is you're giving the illusion that you have a higher crease than you do, okay? So I'm holding my brush really low. This is the do side. Don't do if you're just joining, okay? I'm not showing you that this is how you wanna do your eyeshadow. This is what you wanna do. So you're gonna hold it down low. Feels really weird, I know, but the more you practice, you'll get more control. Small circles. We were taught to do this windshield wiper motion. What happens with that is, look at my hand. It's drooping, which means your whole eye is gonna go down. Holding it small, little circles, working it right in the area I want, keeping it right at this area. I don't wanna go farther than that. You can use a piece of tape, you could use a Post-it note if that's something that you have a hard time with. And then what I'm keeping majority of the color right on this side, and then I'm gonna work it inwards. And the reason I'm starting with most of my color on the outer corner, I'm kind of lifting it too. I wanna make sure I'm telling you everything. Pulling it up towards the tail. The reason I'm keeping this part on the outer corner is because that is going to draw the eye upward. If I put the dark color in here, look how heavy it made the inner part of my crease. Look at my hood right there. It's just sagging. We don't want that. So we're gonna give a new crease, small circles, and then bring it inward. Look how much more control I have. Look at how much that lifted this eye. This eye, if you remember when we started, was more hooded than this eye. But look how heavy this eye looks compared to this eye. I'm not sure if your phone rang. I don't know how to help you find sound. You might have to come out of the app and go back in. Okay. Okay. Do, don't. Look how much more natural that looks. Look how much more blended that looks. Look how less patchy that looks. Smaller brush, holding it down low, small circles. All of that is going to help you have a much more blended eye. Now you can take this onto the lid once you've got it where you want it. Just like that. Can we see the difference? See how that's heavy? See how that's lifted? See how that's patchy? See how that's not? Here's a tip for you too. If your hood is heavy, see how I am patchy right here? If your hood is heavy, you can take your finger. You aren't pulling hard. You're not pulling hard. You're just taking it just a little bit and you're getting right into there. But because I'm using a smaller brush, I can get into that loose skin. See if that crepey loose skin, this is a great trick for you. Okay? If you're not following me, make sure you are before you go back out. But if you are following me, all you have to do is come to my main page and it will show you a little bubble on my profile that says I'm live and you just rejoin that way. Okay, sorry, I've got something on me. Okay, so there's simple tip right there, okay? Next thing, taking a light shimmer and just applying it all over the place, okay? So most of us, this is a light shimmer. See how light that is? We were taught to put it, actually I don't like that one, that's even not light enough. Most of us were taught to put more of a shimmery color. Let me find one, hold on just a minute. We'll do this one. This one's more of a matte, but most of us were taught to put a light color right here. But what that's doing, look how heavy that makes my hood. It looks so heavy. Most people put concealer there. It just makes that look heavy. So instead, with a light color, I like to take a tiny brush. So something even like this. And you can use concealer for this too. But I like to just put it right here on the outer corner. And that's gonna open up the eye. See how that just opens up the eye? Just a little bit. I'm not bringing it here because I don't wanna make it heavy. but I am opening up the eye that way. Heavy, open, easy. Okay, next. I will post this on my page, so if you're missing anything, don't worry, okay? Next, little bit of a trick. If you're finding it still hard to blend, have a brush that does not have anything on it and go in, and you can blend the product out that way, okay? Look at that. Crazy. Look at how heavy that looks. It is crazy. And then this one is more open. And it's natural. As we age, less is more natural. We want to go that way, okay? So doing that heavy smoky eye we used to do as we were aging, that's just going to make you look like it's just getting smaller. It's going to look heavier. It's going to look droopier, okay? Now, that's just one color. So let me show you what I would do next. What I would do next is we're going to take this outer corner and we're going to take a little bit darker of a color, because you can still go dark on the outer color or on the outer side of the eye. You just don't want to bring it onto the inner, because remember, if we bring it into the inner, it just makes it really, really, really small. My eyelids overhang the crease. If it overhangs the crease, you're creating a new crease. So you're creating a new crease by looking forward, and you're going to come right above where your crease is. That's going to lift, and it's going to give the illusion that you have a new crease. The client I worked on just the other day, I wish I would have actually recorded it. She had the same issue where she had fully hooded eyes, which means there was no lid space, and her hood overhung, and all we did was we created a higher crease, and she looked like she had amazing open eyes. And so you can do this, but it does take time. And that was the thing she even said, because I did one eye and then I had her do her own eye, and she said this is going to take some practice. And it does, it takes some practice. And so just know that the first time you go in and try these tricks, it might not work for you right away, but makeup is fun. It should be practice, and it's just like anything you do. If that you're not maybe good at right away, you're just going to keep practicing and you'll get good. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this dark color. I already tapped in. Look how much. Can you see that? One tap, that's all I did. Now I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it on my hand, because I don't wanna go straight on with all that product. So tap, hand, and I'm gonna go right here. So same place I put that original color, I just made a little bit of a mark there, and then I'm gonna bring it only on this outer corner. I want to lift this outer corner and darken it. And if I darken this, this will give me that crease, or I'm sorry, that'll give me the lift that I want. So I'm keeping it right on the outer corner. Now if you do droop down, don't worry, I'll show you how to fix that. But instead of putting dark all over the lid like we did here and made it heavy, we're just gonna bring it out. Out and up towards the tail. Look how high I am towards the tail. My tail is here, and I'm keeping that part light, but I'm also just darkening the outer corner. Now, if it's patchy, go back with your brush that doesn't have anything on it, and come right and reblend. Another trick, if it's still patchy, go back to that transition color, which was your first color, same brush that I had just a second ago, and really just go on top. This is gonna help you blend it all out, but I'm not bringing it inwards. I'm not bringing it in here. I don't want to close off my eye. So I'm keeping all the dark areas, holding my eye, just like I said here, hold it up, get right into that crease, and I'm just blending. One thing with eyeshadow, the more you blend, the better it's gonna get, okay? So just take your time. A lot of us are in a hurry and we're like, our eyeshadow's not blending. It's because you just gotta take your time. Look at the difference. Lifted, heavy. Lifted, heavy. If you're just joining me, don't do, okay? Okay, now if it does kind of droop down, I'm gonna use this like concealer stick. I just had this available. You can come right here at the edge of your eye and draw up to the temple, and you can kind of come right here. And we're just gonna blend that out, and that's gonna just make sure that it just stays nice and lifted. Do I have my brush with me? Oh, this one is cool. This one has a brush on the other side, so we'll just use this. But this will also help you with lift if you're trying to get lift. Can we see the difference? Okay, now if you're not a shimmer person, I totally understand, but you can still wear shimmer. as we age, okay? You can wear shimmer as you age. You want to make sure the shimmer you're using is not a shimmer that's like someone that's 20 is wearing, which is going to be too glittery. We don't want something glittery. We want something that's a micro shimmer. Just showing, does that light in the crease, medium, and then dark? So far, I only have 2 colors on. I have a medium color above my natural crease. So this is a don't side if you're just joining. See how this has made my hood very heavy. It's closed off my eye. We're opening up, we're lifting. This is a medium color above, and then I have a dark color on the outer corner. So that's just all we've done, and then we've kind of cleaned it up. If you're looking for a shimmer, I want you to look for something that's micro. See how these are shimmers, but they're not heavy glittery shimmers when I touch that. If you pick a heavy glittery shimmer, I was looking to see if I had one. I don't. Let me, actually, I might have one in my palette. I want to show you the difference because a lot of people get really confused. This is something that you could use in your 20s, but I would never use this as I get older. Look at this. It's almost like a rough glitter. See that? See the big specks of that? We don't want to use that. But we can use a micro shimmer, okay? The one I just showed you before. I really need like I should have brought like a towel to like wash my hands. Okay, so instead, we're gonna go in with a color that's a micro shimmer, and I think I'm gonna use this top color right here. It's really pretty. I like this one. Just like this. Okay, now there's a couple of things you can do. I like to take a setting spray, which I don't have. Oh yeah, I do. Setting spray, okay? And I spray my finger with this. Okay, so I'm gonna spray my finger. And I'm using my finger to apply this because I think you have way more control with your finger. And I'm gonna apply from about the middle of the eye inward by pressing it onto the lid. Okay? Why did I just do that? I did that because 1, I don't want it to look super shimmery. 2, I want it to stay all day. And 3, I don't want fallout. So I'm just pressing it into the eye so I don't get all that fallout, but I get that pretty open eye. So if I want to add more, I can always go back in and add more. But I'm just pressing. I want to show you how that looks, okay? Instead of doing something like this where I'm going in too dark, I want to see if I can find a darker color. A lot of us will go in with something that's like shimmery, right? This is what we kind of grew up with. Let me show you what this looks like on this eye. Look at my texture on the eye. No, yes. Okay? That shimmer is just making it look crazy, crazy. I didn't use concealer. I'm not sure. What is the compact colors you showed? They're from Monat, but you can use anything. The whole reason I'm using that palette there's no point to it. It's just I want you to go into what you already have. Most of us have an eyeshadow palette. Some of us have drugstore ones. This will work. You just need the 3 colors. You need a dark, medium, and like a shimmer or a light matte. I did not use concealer. I used concealer in this eye and it just made it so crepey. I'm not a fan for using concealer as you age. I like an eye primer. It's not gonna show the texture on the eye. The stick with the brush. Oh, this is from a company that just sent me makeup. It's from Trestique, I think. This is what it looks like. Just tried their products this morning. I haven't showed them to you guys, but I like these products. They're great. They have like a double-ended, so this is like a concealer. And then on the other side, it has a little brush. It's kind of cool. But they have a blush, they have everything. So anyway, I really like this company. So I'll do more in depth on that later on. Okay, now, the only other thing you can do if you really wanted to open up that inner eye, is you could take something that's like cream color, and you could just come right here on that inner corner and really just open up the eye that way. Like that. Just the difference of how heavy and textury that looks is crazy to me. So, okay, then eyeliner. I want to address eyeliner because you guys get so mad at me when I talk about doing eyeliner in the lash line versus the waterline, and I think it's a really big misconception. But if you have hooded or mature eyes, that eyeliner in your lash line is going to be incredible. It's a great trick. I will link the products. Yes, I will link them for you guys when I post this. Okay, I want to show you This brush right here. This is for hooded eyes. Now, if you've ever heard of BK Beauty, they're a great company. They have a hooded eye set, which I am obsessed with if you have hooded eyes, because the tools are really small. So I want you to see this brush. See how small that is? This brush is gonna be amazing with eyeliner. Now, we don't need to do a wing, okay? Okay, let's start there. You don't need to do a wing, okay? If you do a wing, great, but a lot of us are still just struggling to get the eyeliner on, okay? So this is gonna be very basic, very, very basic. What I see us doing, where did my eyeliner go? Is we're gonna use black, because I think that's one of those things that people get really, like, I wanna still use black. You can use brown, you can use gray, you can use any color, okay? Because people come at me for that. You can use any color. I'm just showing you because most of us are still using black. What I see people doing, and yes, people still do this, is they come on, now especially if you have hooded eyes. I wish I had more of a hooded eye to show you, but what this is gonna do is it's gonna make my lid space look so small. First of all, they're pulling at their eye, and they're going like this, and they're making this thick line on the top of their lashes. And then they're coming on the bottom, and they're lining towards the inner corner, okay? Is this exaggerated? Yes, but look at what this is doing to my eye. That just made my eye so small. Can you still use black eyeliner? Yes. Let me show you what you do, okay? So for those of you that struggle with eyeliner, you need a small brush. Guilty as charged. It's not a bad thing. I used to wear my eyeliner like this. I have so many pictures of me wearing my eyeliner like this. It's just as we age, we just change it a little bit, okay? So I want you to grab a small brush. Find a brush that has an angle like this, that's very small. It's gonna give you control, and you're not using a thick liner, okay? I love this one. This is Urban Decay. I'm gonna color on the brush, just like this. Colored the brush, okay? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull up on my lashes. Now let's talk about the difference. See right here, that's my waterline. See that white right there? That's my waterline. I'm not on my waterline. Not on my waterline, okay? I'm in between the lashes. Now, if you have hooded eyes, this is a game changer because you're not on a lid. You're not on any lid, okay? You're not on your lid at all, so you're not closing off your eye. So what you wanna do, you can take a brush for this trick, but do you see my lashes? I'm coloring in between the lashes. Did we see this? I'm gonna keep going. I'm not on the waterline. I'm in between the lashes, and I'm going to continue to just color onto my brush. Sorry, I keep losing my eyeliner, and building the color there. And all that's gonna do is add depth without making me look like I have a heavy line. Another trick, if you still struggle with eyeliner, or you can't see, because I get that comment a lot, is you can use a thin mascara brush with your mascara, and I'll show you that in a minute, and you can get the same eyeliner effect. See, I'm in between the lashes. I'm not on my waterline. I'm not causing eye damage. I'm not causing anything. I'm literally just going in and kind of creating like a thicker illusion to my lashes. You don't have to be perfect with this. Do you see that? Like I'm getting dimension without it looking heavy, okay? Like that. So simple. You can also then take it, same thing, I love this brush. Just makes everything look so much more natural. You can come under the eye, and you just get less heaviness. I like to even take it to create a wing. You don't need a wing. Don't worry if you're struggling, okay? Yeah, it just makes your lashes look thicker and more healthy, right? Because a lot of us are losing that depth and dimension with our eyelashes. We lose our eyelashes. They get lighter, things like that. Does it wipe off when I use an eyelash curler? No, because I'm using a gel eyeliner. So gel eyeliner, okay? That is your key, is gel eyeliner. If you're not using a gel eyeliner, it's not gonna set. So if you get transfer one, you're putting it in your waterline if you're doing this method, but you're also not using a gel eyeliner. A gel eyeliner is going to stay put. Like, watch this. Let me just show you. So when I put this on me, we're gonna let that set for a minute, but it should not move. So if it's moving on you, make sure you're using a gel eyeliner. Okay, let me just blow on this. Okay, look. It's not coming off. Okay? The way to get off a gel eyeliner is a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil too, just a heads up with that. Okay, that's easy liner. I'm not even on the lid. I've got definition, but I didn't do anything crazy, okay? So now I'm gonna take my mascara and I'm gonna find the one that I wanna use. I'm actually using, Saint just came out with a new mascara. It releases on the 30th, and this one is a tubing mascara, okay? So I'm gonna show you the difference in wands. This one is smaller. We see how small that is? Okay, let me show you another one so you just know. I want you to go through your makeup today and just go look. It's really crazy when you become aware like what you should be using, what you shouldn't. There's a different wand. Not my favorite, but it works if you have mature eyes. And then here's another wand. And then I'll show you what I think you should be using. See how big this one is? Stay away from big wands. If you are looking for volume and you're using a huge wand and you have no lid space, you hardly have any eyelashes, this is gonna be a big, big mess. This kind of wand is one I would stay away from. So I personally like this one, which is the Lash Leather. It's brand new from Saint. The wand is small. I also like Celeste. Celeste is a great one. I wish I had grabbed it. I didn't grab it, but the wand is tiny. So what you're gonna do is you can curl your lashes if you want, not for this purpose, but you can. You're gonna kind of hold it under the bottom of the lash and wiggle. Okay, that's how I start every time. That is gonna give you the look of an eyeliner in the waterline without you even doing anything. So if you're worried about that, try this trick. So wiggle, and then work your way up. One second. Hey boys! They're playing video games and they get so intense and they start screaming and I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, so moving it all the way up the lashes. Really, like, see how I'm wiggling it there? I'm wiggling it there. Look at the definition I got just by doing that, okay? And then wiggling it all the way up. This one is probably out of all three mascaras that Saint is releasing, which tomorrow I'm gonna do a live on Saint's new releases because I do wanna show that to you, but I really wanted to give you guys tips that you could actually go and you know, play with it at home. I actually like the Tight Line Mascara by It Cosmetics. That's a great one. That is a really good one. And but I will say, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, Celeste, which is another company I absolutely love, you can get the link from me. They have one for, I think it's $15 or $18 that has the exact same brush and it works phenomenal. I wish I would have grabbed it. I don't have it with me. I was traveling yesterday. I think I left it in my bathroom, but it's the exact same. But that one is great. If you have that one's a really good one too. Because you can get right up to the lash line. I think as we age, this is a good trick to try, is really get at that base and build that color and it will look like you have eyeliner on. Look at the difference in open, natural, not. It's crazy to me how heavy this looks. This is how I used to wear my eyeshadow back when I was younger, 20s. I could get away with it. I just can't do that anymore. So hopefully these quick tips and tricks are gonna help you a lot when you go and do your eyeshadow. So there you go, easy. Eyeshadow over the age of 40 with maturing eyes, hooded eyes. Give this a try. I hope that me taking the time to break all this down is helpful. Make sure you save this video. I will post this on my main page and I'll link all the products too. But I wanna give you guys, like, if you have any questions before I go, I would love, to answer them about eyeshadow because I know that it can be a struggle. And so a lot of us just quit wearing eyeshadow. So if you have any questions, drop it down. Oh, you're so welcome. Eyeliner I was using my absolute favorite eyeliner. 24/7 Urban Decay. It's a gel eyeliner. Doesn't move. Let's see. What about the new mascara from House? I haven't tried that one. I have not tried that one. So I can't give you a good opinion on that. Cream eyeshadow or powder? Either. Cream eyeshadow is going to be very easy. You just want to make sure you set it with some kind of powder or it's going to come off, or a setting spray. I love cream eyeshadow. There's great ones from Amazon that I've linked before. I also really like Nude Sticks has some great ones. Thrive has some good ones. There's some really good formulas out there that are great for maturing eyes. If you have a lot of texture on the lids, cream eyeshadow is great. Let's see. You're so welcome. Worried about removal. Oil cleanser, cleansing balm. My favorite way, because you're not tugging at the eyes. I use an oil cleanser that's a Korean beauty skincare that I'm obsessed with, but you don't have to tug. It just comes right off. The gel eyeliner, no problem at all. And you can get really nicely around the eyes and in the eyes with the oil cleanser, because the one I use is plant-based. Very helpful. Oh, good. Okay, any other questions from you guys? I want to make sure I don't miss anything. What brushes did you use? These are BK Beauty brushes. I will link all of them. I do have a code too. Did you see that? Just threw that behind me. I have a code too for BK Beauty that I'll also put in there, and you can go check that out. Best brush set for hooded eyes, BK Beauty hooded eye set, hands down, 100% my favorite. And I actually used a lot of them today from the series of brushes they have. What setting spray? Charlotte Tilbury. You can see I'm almost out. Is my absolute favorite. Second favorite, e.l.f. Blue Light Blue Light setting spray. It's like $10. It's awesome. Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner is great too. Yes, just make sure it's a gel. A lot of people with Bobbi Brown, the pots, they don't love it because they dry out, but I absolutely love it. I think it's a great formula. What foundation are you wearing? I am wearing Saint. This is Saint. It's a customized compact. I do free color matches if you're interested in that. Just comment match when I post this. Oh, I'm so glad this was helpful. All the way from the UK. Awesome, very helpful. Thank you. You guys are so welcome. Importance of cleaning brushes. You want me to tell you the importance of cleaning brushes? Tell me more about that. Yes, you want to be cleaning your brushes. I use the Saint brush spray, which I clean. It's this quick spray that dries really fast, so I clean that in between uses, and then I will deep clean my brushes 2 times a month. I use the Saint brush soap, or you can just use olive oil, a mixture of olive oil and dish soap. So that's a whole nother one. We need to clean our brushes together. That might be helpful, actually. That'd be a good life. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me. You guys are the best ever. I appreciate you so much. I will post this on my main page. Make sure you save it. I also put this up on YouTube, so if you're someone who wants to be able to pause it, easier than Instagram, I'll get that up there as well. I do have a YouTube channel. You can go check that out. But I thank you guys so much. I hope you have the best Sunday. Hopefully this was helpful. Go have fun with your makeup. Go give these a try, and then come back and let me know if they worked for you. Okay, bye.